back, and I'm gonna try to open this thing up here once it shows up on my channel and I can actually see it, and take a look at some of your comments. See if we can get a little bit more centered there. It's always interesting. I still don't see it on the channel itself, so unfortunately. Here we go. Pulse is live. So let's mute that audio. But in case I see any comments now, I'll be able to look up at the screen and try to answer anyone that jumps in and comments. So today I'm going to give you guys another album update and talk a little bit about the supplements and how I believe that's played a role with what I've been doing with the album. I do think I'm gonna, I'm gonna tell you what I think is going on with NAD boosting, quote unquote NMN, which I probably shouldn't say. It hurts my reach, but it's true. It's what I think is helping a lot. My whole protocol, how it's helped me, and why I think it's helped me, and why it's been kind of necessary to, have that extra help. Because making an album, first of all, when you've got a family, I mean, especially later in life, I mean, it's very difficult at any time in life. And to be doing it now, pushing 60, I'm almost 60, it's challenging. It's certainly challenging. So I needed some help to do this stuff for sure. And, it was never in the cards before NMN. It was never in the cards before finding supplement help or having a protocol. And then once I did, it became clear that, wow, maybe I can do this. The first thing that happened was to recreate the song Much Better. And when I go back and play the original for people, they like the new one more, even it's really just a new original. It's everything recreated. And where NMN helped me with that was really the creative focus to painstakingly go back and recreate every sound. It's a very simple song, but the studio in 1987 that I had at home, because I'd taken out a loan, I was in the Air Force, it was actually a pretty elaborate setup. And, not a lot of people had a studio like this in 1987 at home with a 24-channel mixing console, multi-channel reel-to-reel tape, syncing the sequencer, which was running all my synths and drum machines and samplers to the tape, so that the only thing that was ever really recorded to tape were vocals, for the most part. And then everything else was playing live. All the MIDI stuff was playing live. It was direct to digital too back then. So, and the sound was still crappy because I think there was some grounding issues in the house I was living in Germany at the time, but it had something. It had a glue. It was layered well together. And so going back to recreate that energy sound by sound by sound took a lot of time. It took months to go find all of the specific sounds to recreate it just the way to sound like a new version or a clearer version, what people have been listening to for 35 years. With the other songs that go around Much Better, they were either new, but they're derivative works where they were inspired by stuff I was doing back then and since 35 years ago. This whole album is made to be an album, 10 songs, not 6, not an EP, on vinyl, as pretty much as it would have come out had I had the budget and the label and really the mix engineers and the mastering. If I'd had the resources to go that extra mile and finish the whole album around Much Better, that's what this album is meant to be all these years later. That may sound simple, but it requires really putting my head in the space of the music I was making back then, the chords I was using back then, the notes, the way that I constructed tracks, the way that I, did things. If anything, sending all these parts off to Justin, I sent a complete song. made everything when I sent it to LA. Justin Gariano is the mix engineer in Los Angeles who's worked on 5 Seconds of Summer and The Midnight and Redbone, and he's worked with Billy Joel and all kinds of big artists. He does specialize in 80s stuff, but he works with a lot of huge artists. He's done work with Britney Spears and all kinds of big artists in the past. And so Justin is probably the most modern element of everything, and he's an 80s head. So he's trying to bring that era into now. So when I send him a track, if I play you a clip of something that I sent him, and then I play it after I send it back, especially going through the phone right now, like we are now, you probably wouldn't notice a whole lot of difference. But it's that 5 to 10% that he does so much work to get it finished, to get it over the line that I never had before. So to give you an idea, I'll play you a clip of Much Better. I've played this song before. I'll play you guys a clip, and then I'll play you a couple of clips of the surrounding songs to give you a sense of what's going to happen with this and how it's going to sound. But Much Better started with that kick drum, as I told the story this week, as sort of a calling mechanism to get people to the dance floor. The synth line, they're just octaves of one synth on this part. It's almost a horn line. Stabs. Strings come in. So it was a club beat. It was pretty raw, sparse, I guess is the word, but everything kind of mattered. It didn't take a long time to do it. Someone's saying, "What's good?" John Sick. But it's the single most successful song I ever had in 35 years. So I had to be thinking in those terms to keep things essentially simple, but you need some kind of melody, you need some kind of words. The song that comes a couple before it, it's called Still. I wouldn't probably play this in any place where the Argentines are going to hear it, the Argentines are going to hear it, because I don't want them to sort of I don't want to spoil the party for them. But actually a call from Miami from the guy who is trying to help me get the Netflix thing, because he's done some work for Netflix. So that is crazy. Just give me for that. He's going to keep trying to call me because we had a time scheduled for him to call. So I'm going to have to call him after this live stream. I didn't expect him to try me right this minute because we were supposed to talk an hour ago. But I'll try and call him back. That's Marcello. He works for a network and he's based in Miami. So Still is the closest thing to a follow-up. It's also over 30 years old, and all I ever had was this on cassette. But I had the advantage of the fact that it wasn't ever released before. And let me just message him that I'm going to call him back in a moment because I don't want to miss him. So I'll play you a clip of Still, and you'll see that the vibe is still there. But this is really a brand new song, recreated from a demo that would have been a follow-up to Much Better at the time. It's one of my favorite songs that in this style. I'm not gonna, spoiler alert, I'm not gonna go to the chorus right now. The chorus, in my opinion, and in Justin's opinion, is quite catchy. But it is a 130 beat track, and it's something I could have, would have did right, but would have released. Again, had I stuck with music and had I kept going, that would have been a follow up. So it's ending up here. And then there's others that I say are more derivatives. I'm working on one right now, which is song 8. So I only need 10 to meet my personally imposed vinyl goal. So I want to have 10 songs. I want to have side A, I want to have side B, and then I want to have a few B sides for some of the single releases. So we're going to be doing all this on vinyl, but also release the digital versions. I just don't know the timing yet on either one. Hopefully, all of that's going to happen in the next few months and this year. And the other songs that go around this are not all 4 to the floor. They're not all fast. There's some different tempos. There's some slowers. There's some mid tempo more than slow. There's another one. Got the pipes, so that sort of Depeche Mode kind of reminds you, I guess, of that sound. This song sort of swells when it starts. It's a different beat, more mid-tempo. So all of these were like written, produced, the lyrics were done, vocals fine-tuned, sung over and over and over again, finding the right takes to use. It just takes time, and that's a little smattering, a little taste of some of the stuff. Like I said, I'm finishing the 8th track, and then I've got 2 more to do, and we'll be done. And Justin's pretty much done his work on 7. So we're really at the finish line, literally, with this stuff. And, without NMN, I just don't see it. I don't see how I could have ever done it. I mean, to be honest with you, I wasn't getting more than 30 minutes done at a time. And now sometimes I work for 13 hours at a time. So and over and over and over and over and over again. And when we're done, there's going to be like rehearsing to perform this stuff. There's going to be the actual shows. There's going to be the travel. There's going to be some music video work. I don't know how many songs yet are going to get full videos. And I've got to know, and I do feel confident that I can, have the energy to pursue all of that stuff. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of spent money. But I do believe that. And, I hope I'll give you one more taste of one more. Which other one would be good? I guess Forever Dreams. Different vibe again, still 4 to the floor, but this is probably the most modern sounding of the tracks on here. I love what Justin did on this, just in general. When I say Justin did, I meant the mix. I did play all these parts. So half of a chorus on that one, and I'll keep leaking out more and more and more of this. It's kind of go time. So I'm in the final throes, as I said, of all this stuff. But yeah, to be able to do 10 of those and stick with it and then have it be done, and the mix process is some of it's live where we do a live stream together where we're kind of mixing it together where I'm saying, hey, can you do a little more of this, a little less of this, put a little delay on this. And then there's mixed notes. And so those versions fly back and forth. So the whole, even after I'm done with everything, I feel like there's still a lot of more work that's being done on each individual track. And this, like I said, happened over several months. Really, we've been working on it off and on over the past year and maybe 3 months. So to get the mixing done. So, anyways, there you go. That's my update. That's why I think my supplement routine has played such a vital role in having the energy to do this, having the creativity to do this, and also like even the fitness, just to be able to withstand all of this stuff. And I will talk to you guys again very soon. Thanks for watching.